I know a lot of y'all are gonna be pissed off because I made this video, and that's okay. That's what the dislike button is there for on YouTube. You can dislike this. However, because of the nature of the dislike ratings not being visible, y'all won't actually see it there. So that's unlucky. So I apologize for making a video that is really not gonna have much substance at all, but I did see this article pop up on my social media feed multiple times, and I was like, really? Like, why is this popping up here? Why is this a thing? Today we're talking about the Boston Bruins and the entire chase that this team may have towards replacing their centers. Right now, if you take a look at the Bruins, they have Patrice Bergeron, who had just retired. David Krejci may or may not come back. Who really knows what the status is with that guy? And as a result, you have yourselves a team in Boston whose top two centers look like Pavel Zacha and Charlie Coyle. Two guys that definitely are a downgrade from Bergeron and Krejci. As a result, this entire, the Bruins need a center thing has popped up, and a lot of people are speculating as to where the Bruins could go, but none of the speculation that we've seen has been as outrageous as this. Take a look at this Hockey Patrol article. Team rumored to offer sheet Trevor Zegras. This was published on July 26th. It was published by Aaron. We don't even know the guy's last name, it's just Aaron. And this article was circulating on my social media feed more than I'd like to admit, even though it comes from a website that, look, no disrespect to the folks that run Hockey Patrol, I'm sure they're good, hard-working people, but the website isn't really the most reputable source, nor is the content of what is being written about here. Let's talk about Anaheim Ducks superstar forward Trevor Zegras and the idea that the Boston Bruins, spoiler alert, may offer sheet him. Zegras, at the time of recording this audio, still needs a contract. He is an RFA, he needs a deal, he is unsigned, he's 22 years old, 6'1", 185 pounds as a left-handed center, and last season he had 65 points in 81 games played. You don't need me to tell you that this is one of the premier young forwards in the National Hockey League. He is skilled, he can make plays, he is a very efficient player with the puck on his stick, and he can razzle-dazzle your pants off with a really nice deke or two in his sleep. He is arguably the most creative hockey player in terms of puck-on-stick dynamics that we have in this league, and he's a pretty good player. So when it comes to being able to continue his career as a top-tier star, I don't think there's anybody doubting that ability. He can score points, he can create fantastic plays out of nothing, he can make goals happen as well. 60-point seasons in back-to-back years definitely proves that. And so when it comes to the contract, you could say that it's in the Anaheim Ducks' best interest to sign him to a long-term deal, get him down 8 years until 2030, whatever, or maybe sign him to a bridge deal so that he can get the bag later on. Who really knows? At the time of recording this audio, he has not signed a contract yet, which is why this article talks about the idea of him being offer sheeted. Trevor Zegras is still unsigned and teams are starting to take notice. With the threat of an offer sheet on the table, could Zegras change teams this summer? With Patrice Bergeron's retirement now official, the Bruins need to lock down a top-line center, and with the cost of one being astronomical, the team will have to be creative. Luckily, a top center is still available as an RFA in Trevor Zegras, and a source close to the Ducks organization has shared that the Bruins have inquired. Now, what exactly does that mean? Who goes out there and talks about this? Well, House of Hockey on Twitter is the source. They posted a tweet on July 26, 2023. Following Bergeron's retirement, reports indicate that the Bruins have reached out to the Anaheim Ducks regarding Trevor Zegras. Zegras is an RFA and is susceptible to an offer sheet, assuming the Bruins can reacquire their 2024 first-round pick. That's a big assumption. Like, do you know how difficult it is to just go out there and acquire a first-round pick for a draft that's not even going to happen in a year, let alone one specific first-round pick that happens to be your own that you sent away in a trade willingly to the Detroit Red Wings in the Bertuzzi deal? I get it, it's top 10 protected, it's not the most blunt first-round pick in the market, but do you know how difficult that's going to be to pry that pick away from Stevie Y? The Bruins have also kicked tires on Mason McTavish, but they would prefer Zegras. Now, again, this tweet was posted by House of Hockey, and this Twitter user only has 20 followers. Literally just 20 followers. So whoever went out there and wrote this, it's not going to be like the most reliable source of information. This tweet was posted on Twitter. It didn't really get much engagement. It was then made into an article, and now all of a sudden I'm seeing this article pop up everywhere. There's no substance to this, realistically speaking. It's just people spitting, trying to spread out lies. And even though the idea does make sense in theory, the Bruins would have some money freed up because they're not re-signing Bergeron. If they don't get Krejci back, then that's okay too. They get some money freed up from this entire thing, and they could use that to offer sheet somebody like Zegras. But the thing about this idea that makes it so difficult to comprehend its actual working is whether or not Zegras signs first and foremost, and secondly, whether or not you're going to get that pick back. Because the pick is what allows the offer sheet to go through. If you don't have your own first-round pick, you can't make this deal. You need to get this back from Stevie Y, and it's going to be difficult to do that. And then, after you go through the ups and downs, the mountains, to be able to get your own first-round pick back, let's say you trade away a bunch of stuff, like prospects you barely even have to Detroit, then you need to sign Zegras. And it's not even just, okay, here's a contract, now we got you. It's you need to give him a contract that he willingly signs. You need to get Zegras to turn on his own team in Anaheim and sign a deal that the Anaheim Ducks wouldn't want to match, first and foremost, and that would fulfill Zegras' own demands in a contract. Offer sheets are difficult because the player needs to be on board. The player needs to betray their team. Now, sure, you could say, Sebastian Aho signed an offer sheet, and that wasn't really betraying Carolina. He just signed a contract that he felt he would be able to get from the Hurricanes, but that the Hurricanes didn't want to give him, so the Canes had no choice but to match the offer sheet and give Aho that contract that he wanted. That perspective makes sense. If Trevor Zegras really wants a certain dollar amount, but the Ducks are not willing to give it to him, not because they can't, but because they just don't want to, Zegras could sign an offer sheet with another team, get that dollar amount that he wants, and then have the Ducks match the thing, and boom, he gets the money. But if you're Boston and you're going through the big hurdles to get this thing done, you are not going to sign Zegras to a deal that is easily matched by the Anaheim Ducks. And if you go over to Cap Friendly and you see the current status of teams in the NHL and their cap space, hey, guess what? The Anaheim Ducks have so much more cap space than the Boston Bruins. In fact, the Ducks have the most cap space in the league right now. $27 million at the time of recording this audio. The Bruins only have $5 million. So there's a lot that needs to be done here for this idea to actually go through. Again, the source that we're pulling from isn't really something that I'm going to say is the most reputable in the world. Again, no disrespect to the folks over who run the House of Hockey Twitter account, nor the guys who run the hockeypatrol.com website, but this idea is just so out of the loop here. I don't really think it fits much with what is realistic at all, nor do the sources that we're looking at seem to actually be verified. So if you want to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, how do you feel about this idea floating around there that maybe Trevor Zegras could be the subject of an offer sheet from the Boston Bruins because they need a center replacement? Imagine Zegras and Marchand on the same team. Imagine Zegras feeding Pasternak. That sounds pretty good, honestly, all things considered, but at the end of the day, it's not really something that I think is even remotely close to happening. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're an Anaheim Ducks fan, how much does this idea piss you off? And how much does it piss you off that I made a video about it because it's the summer and we have nothing else to talk about? So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.